Hey Nacogdoches, welcome to today's senior special of JackTalk. I'm Patrick Broadwell, and today we have three different seniors all talking about individual projects they are working on to end their senior career here at SFA. Today we'll be checking out one senior's art project, another senior tackles sitcom production, while another senior lets us sit in on her final senior recital. All this and more on JackTalk. As the date for graduation creeps closer, one senior is finishing up her college career with a bang. Here in the studio, we have art major Olivia Hopkins to talk with us about the many projects she is working on as the year comes to an end. Welcome, Olivia. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Now, Olivia, first, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a senior this year at SFA, and I am about to graduate in December, and I have my art show coming up. And I'm a painting major, so it should be interesting.
Okay. Well, speaking of the painting stuff, when did you decide that art was something that you really wanted to pursue in school?
I was really young, actually. I started art school when I was 4, and I've been in classes ever since. And when I got to college, I really, that was my passion, and I just knew that that's what I wanted to do.
Okay. And as far as your college classes and stuff are concerned, what are the different styles as far as painting and stuff that you've learned to acquire here at Stephen F. Austin?
Mostly have painted pretty realistically. Recently I've tried to step away from realism and kind of break up my image a little bit, and I've used photography to help me a lot with that. But it's mostly realism.
Okay. So when you do a lot of your paintings, do you look at a photograph, or do you just use it all in the imagination, or how do you go about deciding more what you will paint?
Mostly photographs. I like painting people a lot and faces, so I go by photographs mostly.
Okay. Now, I've got to know, is there one style in particular that you like doing more than others?
I've really gotten into painting in black and white. I did color for a while, but the black and white is just like, I don't know, captured my interest, and I'm really following through with that. My show for my senior show is going to be all black and white paintings.
Really? Okay. Now, in the studio with us, I understand you brought a couple paintings with us. Our first one that we have, can you tell us a little bit about the one that we see over there in the side of the studio?
This one I just recently finished, actually a week ago. The basis for this image was a pinhole camera that I had made. My minor is photography, so
okay.
I built a camera and I made these double exposure images out from the camera, and then proceeded to paint it.
That sounds really difficult, actually. Now, gosh, I wouldn't even know the first thing to do to get started on that. Well, now on the second one that we have up here, what can you tell us about this one? This one looks very realistic and honestly looks just like a picture that you took.
Yes, actually it is a picture I took. And this one's actually a little bit older. It's one of the first black and white ones that I did. But I struggled with this a lot. As you can see, the checkered tablecloth was really difficult.
Gosh, all the shadow work and all that is just, I don't know. I can't help but be blown away by a lot of the skills that you have, and
yeah.
Thanks for bringing those in, and we'd like to all see those coming up. So
no problem.
How long does it typically take you? I guess on average, I know some take a little bit longer than others to produce a work like that.
Well, I've gotten pretty quick at them, but this one took me a long time, about 3 months, and I paint in like 12-hour shifts. So I'll start painting at like 11 a.m. and stop painting at 12 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Like the whole day.
That sounds like a full-time job.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll get paid for some of these. I mean, I know I'd personally buy one or two of them. So now, where exactly? I know you mentioned a senior show. Where can we go and see some of the art pieces that you are going to showcase?
My show will be in the downstairs gallery of the art building, and it's December 9th through the 11th.
Okay.
So they'll be hanging up until the 11th.
Awesome. Well, I know I'll make sure to go through and check on that. Now, I can only imagine there's got to be a lot of preparation that goes into setting up an art show. What are some of the things you had to prepare for to get your art show ready?
Well, we frame all of our own work, so that's really what I'm focusing on right now, is getting all of these paintings framed and ready, which means buying wood from Lowe's and, building everything myself. And then I have to hang them all up, decide the lighting, food. It's preparation for a party, so
that's
it's kind
awesome.
of getting stressful.
Awesome. Oh, well, don't be too stressed. I can tell you the work itself speaks very, very highly.
Thank you.
So what would you tell somebody who may be hesitant that enjoys painting and art to potentially choose art as a major?
You have to know whether you like art as a hobby or something that you can really see yourself doing and pushing yourself to get like deadlines, because that's what was surprising to me when I got here, is realizing that if I want to do this for a living, I need to adhere to painting within deadlines.
Right. Now I've got one more question for you, and I need to know what exactly, what's an experience or something you can take away from your 4 years here at SFA?
I honestly, everything within the art department, it's been fantastic. I love all the teachers, professors, everyone's great. And I can just take away knowing that I learned so much and my art has grown so much over the past 4 years.
Okay. Well, Olivia, first off, I would like to say thank you for being on our show. We're all extremely proud of you for graduating coming up. You got maybe 13, 14 days left, so keep pushing. You're almost there. And for everybody at home, if you want, you need to make sure you go check out Olivia's show. It'll be in the art department on the 9th. So stay tuned, guys, as Justin Hinkle will take us through the mind of a television producer as we discuss his latest project. Don't touch that dial. Keep it tuned to JackTalk. Welcome back to our senior special edition here on JackTalk. Here in the studio, we have Justin Hinkle, a radio TV major, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about his senior project he's been working on. Welcome, Justin.
What's up?
So, I know a little bit about you've been working on, but for the viewers, can you tell us a little bit about this project and how are you putting it together?
Yeah, it's a class for advanced television production that I'm in as a senior. It's a 400 level class, and there are multiple small projects we have to do throughout the semester, but for your overall kind of exam grade, you have one big project that you work on. And for me, people choose documentaries and different things, and I chose to do a sitcom. So that involves, writing a script, casting actors, getting the shots, going in, editing it all. It's a big project to underhaul, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay. Now, you said did you write the script?
I did, yeah. I took script writing, which is another radio and television class offered here. And again, the big project for that, in that class you write a bunch of little scripts, but the big project is you have to write a 30-minute to hour-long show. And it can be a drama, it can be a comedy, whatever. And I chose to do a sitcom just because I wanted to do something lighthearted and funny. And it was about 34 pages, got it down to about a 22-minute show. And it was actually a lot of fun to write, for sure.
Great. Did you have any particular inspiration that kind of sparked the idea to write this sitcom?
Yeah, as you can imagine, writing a 34-page script is not an easy task at all. It took some preparation, it took some thinking, and I honestly wrote it about myself and two close friends of mine that are in the department with me. They're both radio and TV majors, and we hang out quite a bit. We've gotten very close over the years taking classes together, and when I was sitting and I was brainstorming, I couldn't figure out what I was going to write about or how I was going to make a whole story or anything like that. I just kind of started thinking about some funny situations that the three of us have got into just as three normal guys in college. And once I started thinking about that and the experiences we've been through, everything just kind of flowed out, and it came together a lot better than I thought it was going to, for sure.
That's really good to hear. It's always nice to have something come out better than you thought it would.
Right.
So, in your opinion, what is one of the more difficult things that you've faced putting this sitcom, which is entitled Standby, correct?
Yes. The show is called Standby.
Okay.
Gosh, what's the most difficult thing? How about, it'd be a much shorter list. What's the easiest thing?
Well,
for sure, the whole thing's difficult. Writing the script was tough. Getting 34 pages of a solid story that actually will flow together, and then not only writing the story, but you got to make it funny. Because what's a sitcom if you don't have any humor? So writing jokes that are appropriate for a college setting, but at the same time still funny. That was definitely a big challenge. And then just getting the cast together, I'd say, was difficult, because when I wrote it, I wrote it based on myself and two other guys, so I had very clear vision for each character. So when they came in and they read for different parts and things like that, I wanted to make sure that they fit the role. I wanted to make sure they fit that vision that I had when I was writing the script. And that was difficult to get the different pieces in the right places, but now that I've got that all settled, it's going pretty smoothly now.
Well, great. We actually got a chance, our JackTalk team got a chance to go in and actually go behind the scenes a little bit and check out the script reading that they had for the scene Standby. Y'all take a look.
First, my name's Sunshine. I'm a senior. I'm also a radio TV major with a minor in film, and I'm from Austin.
My name is Jordan Boyd. I am a journalism major. I'm a senior as well, and I am from San Antonio, Texas.
I am Gavin Powell. I'm a freshman. I'm a theater major, and I'm from Vidor, Texas.
If we don't, the goal is to film next week, but if that doesn't happen, then it'll be dead week.
I'm not ready for this test, dude. Truly is going to take me to town on this one.
I mean, it's really not that bad. Me and Jake studied for like an hour, and I got it all down.
No, you don't understand. Every time I turn in a news piece or a paper or something, he takes a giant poop all over it.
Real classy, Paul. You make a girl so proud.
Might as well drop the damn class. I'm not going to pass anyway.
It's like a month into the semester, man. Don't you think you're stressing a little too early?
Dude, I don't even want to hear it. Not everyone has a 3.8 GPA, is president of a fraternity, dating the president of a sorority, and is about to graduate a full year early. You're like Shruli's next prodigy.
I mean, I don't know about all that, but we did discuss my internship at the #1 news station in San Diego this summer over lunch yesterday.
Oh, jeez. You're going to make me throw up.
I like that last line, Justin. So far, it looks like the script is coming along really well. Now, do you have a partner in this? And surely you can't be doing the whole thing by yourself.
Oh, Lord, no, I'm not doing this all by myself. No, there is a fellow student, Sunshine Kemp. She's doing her final project for the class as well, and because it is such a big, a 30-minute sitcom is quite a lot to put together, and she asked if she could check out the script, and to be honest with you, I wasn't going to do the sitcom at all. I had some other projects I was working on, and I thought it was a little too much to kind of handle by myself, but Sunshine, she got a hold of the script, and she read it. She thought it was really, really funny. She didn't want to make any changes or anything, and she really wanted to run with it, so I was like, of course I'm going to be on board, and me and her have been working kind of as co-directors, co-producers, just kind of sitting side by side, making all the decisions to put the thing together, and she's been great. I can't stress enough how much help she's been.
Okay, yeah, having a partner on this, I can only imagine, makes it a little bit easier for you.
I sweat a little less with a partner for sure.
Now, if you can let us know without giving away too much, what is one of your favorite scenes that we can expect to see in the upcoming sitcom?
Oh man, putting me on the spot. I'll tell you, my favorite scene to write was probably the last scene. And the last scene is the three guys that are all best friends. They're sitting on the back porch of their fraternity house. It's, all the drama and everything else that's gone on throughout the episode is over. They're sitting on their back porch, smoking cigarettes, just kind of sitting around. And it's a very natural conversation. It's just three guys. I wrote it picturing the three of us as best friends sitting, having this same conversation. And when we did the tryouts and we had, the different people read for the parts, we had them read that scene. And that was kind of the moment when I realized it was all coming together, because that looked so fluid and looked like such a just normal, good conversation. That was when my eyes were really open, and I was like, oh, this might actually have a little potential when we put it together. So by far the last scene in the script.
The last scene, how I will make sure to, first off, I can't wait to see this thing when it's all completed, and I'm now going to hold you to that, Justin. I'm going to make sure I watch that last scene, and if it doesn't live up to the expectation you gave, I won't say I'll be disappointed, but we'll give it a shot.
Nothing better than a little pressure.
Up next, guys, our last special guest gives us an insider look at her final flute recital. Y'all stay tuned and don't touch that dial. Welcome back to JackTalk. SFA School of Music is known to produce some excellent musicians. Megan Pogue has been kind enough to join us as she talks about what she's working on for her final recital that took place this past Sunday. Megan, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I grew up in Houston, Texas. I'm a music major here at SFA, senior, graduating in May.
Okay, now we've got plenty to cover, but first, can you tell us a little bit about the recital that happened this Sunday?
Yeah, I played 5 different pieces that ranged from Baroque period to contemporary, had percussion accompaniment, harpsichord, piano, and I played both flute and piccolo. So it was just a wide range of repertoire, and I tried to entertain.
Okay, so what were some of the, preparations that took place for you to get ready for this recital?
Well, I think I've been preparing since I started playing flute, really. But this past year, around there, I had to pick music and pick repertoire and just find pieces that I was interested in and I liked and that would fit the bill of what I was required to play. That being the Baroque's time period, a contemporary piece, an unaccompanied piece, and some piano accompaniment. So I had a lot of practice hours, a lot of lessons, private lessons that went into it. So.
Okay, now I know this recital was extremely long, but we did get a chance to go and check out your recital, and here's some of the footage we came up with that we shortened down just a little bit. Y'all take a look. Wow, Megan, that was extremely impressive, I must say.
Thank you.
Now, is this something that every senior in the music department has to do?
Yep, every senior is required to do it as a music major, and it's just something that we look forward to throughout the 4 years of being here.
Okay. Now, in your recital, you said you played 5 different pieces. What was the easiest way for you to go about selecting what you wanted to showcase for yourself?
Well, as I knew that there were the requirements being the Baroque and the contemporary music, I pretty much just searched on YouTube for pieces. I would type in, I want to be playing with percussion. So I typed that in. And that one piece that you saw with the 3 percussionists, I saw it and listened to it on YouTube, and immediately I was like, I have to play this on my recital. Another piece I played had some jazz in it, and I've always loved jazz. And as a music major here, we don't get to play, as flute players, we don't get to play jazz. There is a wonderful jazz band, but I've always desired to do that. So I found a piece that had a little bit of jazz here and there. So, and that was also on YouTube. So YouTube's a great resource.
Yeah, right. I can speak for myself and say that the unaccompanied one, I guess with the music, the little more upbeat, was my personal favorite. What was your personal favorite piece that you performed?
I think that the last piece, it's Sonata No. 3 by Mike Mauer, and that was the jazzy piece. It had 4 different movements. And each had a title of a land formation, so that was kind of interesting. But each movement was very different and a lot of fun to play and perform.
Yeah. So exactly on one of them, we didn't get the footage in there, but can you explain, I guess, the difference between a flute and a piccolo? You did play piccolo in your recital, so for the viewers who don't know the difference, can you explain just a little bit about that?
Yeah, a flute is a lower pitched instrument. It's typically the horn that you play most when you play flute. Piccolo, it's a lot smaller, it's wooden typically, and it's a lot higher pitched. It sounds an octave higher when you play the same note as when you play on flute. So I love piccolo. I think that's another one of my favorite part of playing flute, being able to play piccolo and flute. It's the same fingerings as flute, same embouchure or mouth as flute, so it's just neat to be able to play 2 different instruments.
And as a fellow musician who's played saxophone, it's the same thing with your soprano, your alto, your tenor, and your bari saxophone. So, okay, now I'd happened to just go ahead and look at the program and notice that you had a relative of, I'll let you explain that. And the harpsichord piece that we heard first, who exactly was playing the harpsichord? That
was my dad. He's actually accompanying me throughout junior high and high school. And so I really wanted him to be involved in my senior recital just because he means a lot to me and we've done a lot together musically. He's played piano since he was 2 years old. His mother was a piano major, so she's really great at piano also. And so he told me those other pieces are too hard for piano, but the Baroque is just right. And so he said, I can do that. And so we've been working on it, and I really looked forward to being able to play with him for that.
Okay, now seeing as how you're about to graduate, what's one thing that you took away from, I guess, your experience at Stephen F. Austin that you'd like to carry on to hopefully your professional flute career?
I think just the love of music that I can see in all the professors. From my theory professor to the band directors, I know that they love their job and they really want to share that with other musicians and other listeners. So I think just the love for music and the joy that it brings us.
Okay. Is there any teacher in particular or band director that you're going to miss the most?
I'd have to say Dr. Campo. He really got me into this major, and I came in actually planning to be an elementary ed major, and Dr. Campo encouraged me to do music. And so I think I have to give a lot of credit for where I'm at to him and how he helped me out. And just he's a great director. He loves his students and he cares for them, and he loves his music also. So, yeah.
I personally know Dr. Campo as well, and gosh, I mean, it makes me miss being part of the music program as well. I mean, I have the joy to be on TV and get to interview guests like you, which always makes my job just a little bit easier. But Megan, we would like to thank you so much for being on the show with us.
Yep.
I wish you the best of luck after graduation, and keep playing that flute for us, okay?
Thank you.
Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today's episode of Jack Talk. Thanks for joining us. I'm Patrick Starfish, aka Broadwell, and tune in next time. Axe 'em Jacks.